Right then, this is just a little 10-minute blast to release your glutes and your hamstrings. If you've got a ball, perfect. If you haven't, you can use a foam roller, but the ball is probably a little bit better for being a little bit more in there, getting in with the detail. So start off, feet about hip width apart. It's going to be a little bit of mobility, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of release work. So just swoop down to release those hamstrings, a little softness in the knees. Swoop the hands all the way down. We're going to do 2 sets of 10. Drop it down, just swing the arms backwards. So just open up those hamstrings with a little bit of mobility work. 2 more. 1 more, then relax. What we're going to do this time, drop down into a deep squat and just lift your bum up and take it back down. Really lift until you feel a stretch into those hamstrings. So again, we're going to do 10. That'll be 1 set, and then we'll do the 2 together again. Good, all the way up, extend all the way up. Then relax, give the legs a little shake. Set number 1 done. Set number 2, lift, swoop. So a little bit of force in the swoop, not massive, just a little bit. All the way through, let the arms just swing through. 2 more. Last one. Then take it down again. Deep squat. Lift the bum up. Extend those hamstrings. Then back down. After we've done these 10, we're just going to sit into that deep squat again. If you need to, you can do it against the wall. All the way up. Last 2. Last 1. Give the legs just a little shake. And then come on down. Deep squat. Hold it here. Just for around about 20 to 30 seconds. If you can, try and sit upright. So take the hands behind if you need to. And lift the chest. But keep the feet flat on the floor. Pushing the knees forward, opening up the ankles. Just hold this for a few seconds. Sit up nice and tall. Then just relax. Take a seat down. Both feet out in front. Feet slightly wider than hips. I'm going to push both knees down in the same direction, so you get a bit of release work through those sides of the legs into the glutes. Try and push both knees down towards the floor. You might find one side a lot better than the other. Really working into those hips. So the work we do with the ball, you can also do with the roller, if you have a roller. Like I said, the ball is just a little bit more specific, so it gets in a little bit deeper. One more on each side. Then grab hold of your ball or your roller. So I'll show you both first. I'll do the roller. Basically, you're going to sit on it with one cheek, and then the leg that has the cheek on, you're just going to drop out and in, so it works into that glute muscle. But if you have a ball, do the same thing. You just place the ball underneath the cheek of your buttock, and from there you're going to let that leg drop out, so it increases the intensity, and then back in. So you can do 2 or 3 different positions if you want. Just move the ball around so you get a few different areas of the glutes to try and release. So we're going to do around about 10. And then once you've done 10, we're going to cross this leg over onto the opposite knee, still working with mobility if we can. Two more. One more. Now, straighten the opposite leg out, cross that leg over, and from here, just lean into that stretch. So again, we're going to go for 10. Lean it in a couple of times, then we'll lie back and we'll pull it in for a nice deep glute stretch. Just pulse forward, opening up glutes and lower back. Two more. Keeping this leg crossed over. From here, just lie yourself down. Bend the leg out, and we just reach through the gap and grab that leg, hold it for that nice deep glute stretch before we repeat it all on the other side. Then relax and switch. So we're going to place the ball or the roller under the other cheek. And then again, just drop that leg out and then back in. So some of you might find this a little bit uncomfortable. It is if you've got real tight glutes. This is like, it can be quite deep and quite painful. Again, we'll go for 10, then we're going to cross it over. Cross that leg over, tuck it in, lift up through the chest, and just pulse it forward, not too forcefully, nice and gentle until you get a nice little stretch. You'll feel a little bit of movement into those glutes. So it's good to, if we do a little bit of release work, a little bit of mobility, and then a nice little stretch, you'll feel quite a few benefits from releasing all those glutes and moving it as much as we possibly can. One more. And then we're going to lie back, hug it in. Just hold that stretch. So if you've released it nicely, you might find that this is quite a deep stretch. You might think, oh, that's a bit uncomfortable. Then relax. Now, if you've got the roller, place it under the thigh, straighten the leg out, and from here, lift the leg up and then back down. So you straighten the leg out, so you're working the hamstring, and then we're going to work down the leg. So you just straighten the leg up and then back down. You can press down if you want to make the intensity a little bit more. Like I said, work down the leg. Take it nice and slow. If you have a ball, again, place it under the leg, but instead of lifting the leg, again, we're just going to pulse forward. So place it just below your bum cheek, so it's quite deep into the hamstring. Do 3 or 4 pulses forward, and then we're going to move it down a couple of inches, so it's almost halfway down the thigh. And we'll do the same thing. Push the leg down onto the ball, so you feel it into that hamstring. Just pulse forward a little bit. 4 or 5 pulses. And then we're going to move it down just a little bit more, so it's a couple of inches above the knee. So just 3 areas, but you can work all the way down the leg and do the same thing. You can literally just move the ball down a couple of millimeters at a time and just work thoroughly all the way through the hamstring. Once you've done that, take it out and then just hold that stretch. Grab towards that foot reach down, tuck the other leg in if you want to. Just feel that hamstring stretch. So it's the same with the glutes. If you have a ball, just move it around, do different areas. So take as long as you need to. If you want to take a little bit longer, just place it in a few different areas. Drop that knee out to the side, and you'll really target the glutes. And then we'll do the other leg. And same with the hamstrings, you can just place it in 2 or 3 different positions, or you can place it in loads of different positions all the way down and really release the hamstrings. So the more that you can separate the hamstrings and glutes, the better release you have through the back of the body. So I definitely recommend to do the 2 together. Good. Just nice gentle pulses, 3 or 4. And then again, move it down just a touch. So I'm only doing 3 different places, but if you want to do as many as you want, feel free. That's one, and then we're going to finish with that hamstring stretch on this leg. Drop it down and relax. So just a quick blast, release glutes and hamstrings. A little bit of mobility and then a little bit of stretching, hopefully make you feel a little bit looser. Let me know how you get on. Have fun.